Hello everyone, welcome to Bschool Buddies. Let's wait for 2-3 more minutes so that the other folks can also join, and then we will start. As you can see on the screen, national winners of Cummins Redefine are already with me. So Prasad, Likita, Kiran, and Kabilan are already there. Please ask your friends as well to join as soon as possible.
Happy to see you guys, everyone here together. And thanks, B School Buddies, for giving this opportunity.
So I think most of the folks have joined and we can start. Before starting the session, I should give the introduction of the speakers today. So as the screen shows that they are the national winners of Cummins Redefined 2023, or as Cummins called them, the champions of Cummins Redefined. So they are currently a second year student at IIM Mumbai, and they all are classmates. Maybe their streams are different, that I'm not sure of, but yeah, otherwise they are all in same year. So Prasad, Kabilan, Likita, Kiran, over to you guys, because I think the viewers also don't want me to take much time on the screen. Please start.
So yeah, thank you, Prashad. Good evening, everyone. We are very much happy to do this webinar with you guys, and thanks for B School Buddies to organize this and coordinate this. So before going into the presentation, so what we are gonna talk in this webinar, we will first introduce ourselves one by one. So starting with, I'm Kapilan. So I'm basically from Tamil Nadu, and right now I'm doing my MBA in supply chain in IIM Mumbai, and I have previously I worked in a research company for battery development, and I've interned in Zydus Wellness for in FMCG company. So yeah, over to Prasad. Introduce.
Hi, everyone. I am currently doing my MBA from Operations and Supply Chain from my Mumbai, and I have over 19 months of work experience in FMCG sector. And I've completed my internship from Flipkart as a supply chain intern, and that's it.
Hello everyone, Uh, I'm Likita. Currently, I'm pursuing my MBA in Operations and Supply Chain Management in IIM Mumbai. I have done my summer internship in Bajaj in the purchase department. This is my intro.
Yeah. Hi guys, this is Kiran. So I am pursuing my MBA from IIM Mumbai. Before this, I had 3 years of work experience in automotive domain, and in Bschool, I interned with Accenture Strategy and Consulting.
So, okay, guys, we will start the presentation. So, basically, the agenda is we will first explain our journey, Cummins Redefine 2023 journey from the point of the case it is released to the point of the finals round, and what all the things that we will be going through for the entire journey. And then we will be presenting our winning deck. Then, after presenting our winning deck, we will share our do's, don'ts, and strategies to get a chance to win. So, without further ado, we will start. So, I think everybody can see the presentation. Can you confirm this? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So starting first campus route was the initial round that we all be getting. I think by now you guys would have got the case by now. I think this time quiz is also there. Last time we didn't have the quiz. We directly the case was given to us, and we have to present a 10-slide submission. And basically the first campus round, the most important things that you have to cover is you do very good primary research, and you have to have this implementation plan, financial and benchmarking, all these things, which all will be like a very important for the selection. So next is a campus evaluation round. After the first round submission, we were uh, I think from our college 5 teams were selected, and we had to present. So basically we had 5 to 10 minutes, 10 minutes of presentation and 5 minutes of Q&A. And mostly the questions are revolving around all this implementable solutions, real solutions. So you please focus on all those things. Then after campus evaluation round, we got this national selection round. So basically this is the most important, because after you got to know that you are selected for the finals, basically 6 teams would be selected. Last time 6 teams were selected from all the schools. And what happens here is that you get a time window before submitting national deck. So at that time, you have to refine your solutions based on the Q&A you were asked in your campus. So refine them, and then you submit it, and finally you'll be going into the finals round. So before the finals round, we'll be having a industry visit arranged by Cummins itself. So it is a very good opportunity, because we were able to explore their R&D centers and the recent research they are doing in their industries. And we also had a networking with leadership team of Cummins. Basically, it was very good because they are explaining all the intricacies of management. So you will get an opportunity to talk with their leaders who are very good, almost 20-25 years of experience in management. Then finally, the finals round. And finals round, obviously, it would be a 15 minutes presentation. It will basically happen in Pune. Actually, they declared us in Pune. So we'll be going there. We went there and we presented for 15 minutes, and then Q&A would be for 10 minutes. And then actually the evaluation criteria would be adding everything, your presentation skills and the content that you are putting there, and how much the part of solutions you are presenting is implementable, and the holistic view of entire objectives that you are answering. So finally, you'll be announced. So this is the short journey of a case competition, which will also be doing this time. So yeah, next thing is the next would be the winning take presentation, which would be presented with starting very.
Yeah. So now we'll get an overview of how we started and how we get to the final presentation. So firstly going through the problem statement carefully and getting a clear idea on it. This is the initial step always whenever you start a case challenge. So after that, here the problem statement given is that to build an overall strategic roadmap for XY Corporation to fulfill its growth needs in the aftermarket domain for the next 5 years. and reaching a revenue of around 2000 crores with an initial investment of 200 crores. Initially, understanding the company as well as details of it given in the case, like what are its core capabilities, key considerations, and do an initial understanding of the statistics given will help you to get a good base for your start. So after understanding, we identified the what are its brand assets, capabilities as well as its identity. So here in the introduction slide, we also included our tools used for the case. So giving a brief on the tools you are using for the case analysis clarifies your methodology and gives a sense of what to expect from further slides. And listing out challenges helps define the scope of the case. It enhances clarity on challenges and that you're going to address. And here we gave an integrated view of performance through this balanced scorecard. So in the next slide, second slide. So in the go-to-market strategy, like to gain real-time insights and to identify the critical pain points, it's essential to engage directly with the people experiencing the challenges. So this can be done through one-on-one interviews or surveys, etc. And after this aftermarket network channel analysis, like what what you get the details from the case study. So later, so going to the operational model will be discussed by Kiran.
Yeah. So this slide explains about how do we select the go-to-market strategy. For example, they asked us how the Cummins should enter. So we had three options and we evaluated the options on multiple criteria. I feel during our final presentation, this parameter, the evaluating criteria parameters, were the differentiating factor among our competitors. So I recommend all of the participants to think in a qualitative and a quantitative way both, because every leadership team they ask for the strong rational behind any selection. So please take care in mind that. Next slide, please. Yeah. So this slide is pretty simple. We just explained our supply chain aftermarket sales model, and then what could be our high-level entering strategy in what phases we should enter. Like just for an example, we told about explore, exploit, and becoming how we can become a champion. And these are the some factors and some strategic initiatives related to our case. I won't dig deep into that because that's not in active anymore. But for example, in these factors to be monitored during implementation, these are the real factors which is practiced by real industries. For example, Caterpillar and even the Cummins is following material master data management, PFEP. So try to be close to reality or what the industry is using, so that we can correlate better with the judges and we can make a good impact for the presenters, for the audience. Next slide, please. Yeah. So again, this is about the operation model. For example, we did the go-to-market evaluation. We selected a particular model, but how do we operate within India? So these are the geographical hierarchy or the operational hierarchy. How the company should plan. This is obtained again by the benchmarking by the primary and secondary research for these products. And again, the remanufacturing. The remanufacturing has a very significant share in the automobile parts or in the, even the spare parts. Okay, so about that and what are the some key KPIs to be followed. And yeah, and this is one of the important factor, the channel metrics. So this was like a, I would tell it as it has a innovative channel which no one has proposed. So we did a channel metrics and then we had suggested something on the e-commerce channel as well. So from the last three slides, the main takeaway is try to be as close as you can to the reality. Don't give any theoretical stuff which will not relate to the real conditions, and try to keep a Indian context in scenario. For example, if there is anything done by a similar competitors in US that we can't exactly replicate to India, So it's always to better think in the Indian dynamics and recommend the solutions or a strategy in the Indian context. I think the next few slides will be taken by Prasad.
Yeah. Moving on to the next slide. Yeah. First, before moving to that, I would just reiterate few important points for the case. So the first is the primary research. So you have to do an in-depth primary and secondary research, because of which you guys can develop solutions based on that. So in our case, it was something related to aftermarket, and one of the primary stakeholders were the drivers themselves. So we conducted a thorough research. I mean, had one-to-one calls with the drivers to understand their pain points. So that actually impressed the jury members, and based on the pain points we try to map our solutions based on that. So there should be a rationale behind mapping the solutions. One of the rationale is the pain points from the drivers, because the main objective is to grow the revenue of the Cummins aftermarket service. So for growing the revenue, you need to understand the customers first. So let's say in this current year, the current Cummins Redefine case competition, let's say the stakeholders are the something different, like customers, or something like the employees of the Cummins itself. You have to do an in-depth research with them. I mean, in-depth understanding of their value chain, plot their value chain, talk with the people who are working there, try to connect with them in LinkedIn, and then try to map their value chain and try to get some understanding out of that. From that, you can proceed for framing your solutions. Okay. And then coming to the our case study solutions. So the first solution we have proposed is this uh, control tower. So this control tower solution we got from benchmarking various industries, and to name it, JCB follows this control tower. And we got to know that by speaking with one of our alum, through the alum contact, we contacted him, and we got to know some useful insights about the control tower. And then we also studied the synergy aspects, like Cummins already has some capability in this. So they have this connected engines through which they can log any amount of data through their data loggers. So they can take any engines through remote and do service. So these are the existing capabilities of Cummins. So based on these aspects, we propose this idea, because they have this existing capability, and this is something new they can provide to the customer. And we have also made a Figma screen to present our idea better. And these are some of the features that is mentioned under key features must, are some of the features that industries, this aftermarket industry is trying to bring into the market. So each of these features are backed by strong assumption, and it was asked in the question and answer session. Based on the strong backup data, we actually manage those questions. Next slide, please. And coming to the next solution, so this is about the product portfolio expansion for the growth. So this is one of the key differentiator factor from rest of the finalists. So because they were very much impressed with this solution, and this is very much close to the reality. If you see Cummins, they also had a similar kind of idea, and they started a few months back before this case competition. And we got to know that only after going to the finals. But still they could because of this solution, they could able to relate with our solutions, which got us brownie points. So try to do as much research as possible to back up your solutions, because that will give you strong brownie points during your presentation, and you can manage your Q&A sessions very well. And this product portfolio expansion, we actually did a thorough understanding of the existing products in the aftermarket products in the market, and then we categorized based on the procurement, based on the procurement strategy, based on the cost, based on the margins, based on the growth potential it had. So everything, and then we present our solution in a structured way. So we have given 3 different strategies for 3 different categories of product portfolio. And then we also gave ideas on the network expansion plan. So this expansion plan is actually followed by Ashok Leyland. So yeah, basically this solution also we got from the benchmarking only. So based on the benchmark, Ashok Leyland had almost 4,000 touch points, and they targeted this much percentage of touch points in every year. So based on which to attain the same level of market share, we proposed our network expansion plan. And these are some of the solutions they have proposed. They have this low cost infrastructure initiatives and everything. So while you even framing up your solution, try to do some proper research, so you can fine tune that solution to fit to the Cummins network. And the next is the marketing strategy, and it is similar to that of positioning your product. So we have this service, so now we are going to position it in the market. So we this is also based on our benchmarking only. These are some of the common features that every industry provides to retain their customer: the corporation card, the customer value agreements or operating leases, and who are our customers and everything. And we also gave a short summary about this, like. And next slide, please. Next is about the high level implementation plan. So this is so we have this implementation plan for each of the solution we have presented. So we made a detailed implementation plan actually, and that we have attached in the annexure, and we gave high level implementation plan in the slide. And even we had questions on this also, regarding the implementation plan. So try to have some rationale behind forming this implementation plan, maybe the benchmarking, maybe the primary or secondary research or something else, and have some proper guesstimate numbers for the revenue, because they might ask how you can give this step in exploitation phase or something like that. So try to have a strong rationale for each of these steps. And we also mentioned few of the strategic initiatives we can look forward apart from our regular solutions. Next slide, please. And coming to the last part of our presentation, it's related to the financials. So we have mapped all the cost drivers and the revenue drivers. So the cost drivers are basically the investment related to the solutions we have proposed, the infrastructure they have to develop, the cost related to the manpower they have to hire, and everything. So we did a detailed guesstimate on each of these numbers. And then we have also validated this number based on some of the industry standards. Then for coming to the revenue part, so based on our strategy for the first 3 years, we have estimated the revenue. And the major three revenue streams are the routine maintenance revenue, breakdown assistance revenue, and the e-commerce spare parts revenue. That is something we had proposed. And we also estimated how much would be the profit margin for the spare parts and everything. So based on which we estimated the revenue as well as the net profit. And considering the investment as well as the profit margins, we also found the cost to benefit ratio, which is 2.48 in this case. And based on which we could able to convince the judges for this kind of investment. And the investment plan also, it should be very feasible. It should not be far-fetched for the Cummins organization. So try to have that aspect of thinking in your mind. And next slide, please. And so in our finals, what happened is, for few of the teams, they asked to open the Excel sheet itself to see how we have calculated each of the revenue projections. So just keep that in mind while estimating the revenue. Have a backup for each assumption you make. Let's say you consider a market share percentage of 3% in the first year. You should have a backup, like we have benchmarked this with some of the players, and they have achieved this much percentage of market share in the first year of their implementation, something like that. So have a strong assumption, and then a strong backup for each of the numbers you have made. one team got almost all the questions from the revenue and the cost estimation they have done. They told to open the Excel sheet and they went through in detail, went through each of the numbers in detail.
So yeah, I will add a few points here. So yeah, basically the do's and don'ts of the things that as we are doing as a team, we were doing a case comp for almost 1 year, and few things that we grabbed up in the entire journey is that some of the few things that everybody should be now looking into when you're doing case comp is first of all, start when you're starting to solve this case, start your PPT parallelly, because even though let's say that uh, deadline is like next week, but I was seeing people who have done a lot of research, a lot of content gathering, they have done a very solid content gathering, but they were not able to present them correctly in the presentation because they usually start in the final 2 days or something. So even though content is the one thing which will make us to win, but the way that we are presenting it in the final presentation is most important because we are presenting to the national league. So they actually wanted to see everything uh, very small content, but very good presentation. So whenever you are starting your case competition works, initially itself you fix the structure. You take a presentation, fix the structure, and parallelly start doing your presentation also. It will be very helpful so that when you are finally deadline is nearing, you will not feel much stress on dumping the content. Instead of that, you can actually make it more presentable. So second advice would be understanding the entire fundamental behind this case competition, because after we worked in this corporate in summer internship, we got to know that all these managers and the leadership team doesn't have much time rather than their own work. So let's say mostly this Cummins case could be like real life, real project only. Whatever the issue that they are facing in the company, they're trying to get to us, and they wanted our advices. So basically, it is like they don't have time, actually very less time, because they have their own work. So what actually they're expecting is that our solution should be very real. So do most as much as of primary and secondary research, try to understand the ground reality of the objective that is given, because that is what actually make them to attracted to our takes. So because that's what actually the entire funda behind them. So try to not do as much as of primary and secondary research possible. Try to involve all the stakeholders. Try to contact everybody and read as much as you can, so that your solutions would be very, very close to implementable. That's what our one comment that we got from the jury is that out of all the takes that's been presented, yours is somewhat close to you. So try to do much of your research and try to present the message. And third would be that whatever content you're trying to put, have a solid backup, because you never know that which part of the content be attractive for the judges. So they might pick up in the middle. They can ask what is this all about. And if you just very shallow, if you just shallow research and if you have presented that, then you would be in a problem. And don'ts, I feel some don'ts would be first is when you are given objectives of 4 to 5 objectives for a case, first read everything and try to understand the weightage for all the objectives, because all the objectives that is given will not be equal. Let's say that if a benchmarking is one of the objective, it carries maybe 10-20% of the weightage, but the core solution would be the some other objectives. So first of all, understand the weightage of the objectives, and then structure your PPT based on that. Because last time, one of the team actually they focused more on the financial part, even though our objectives were mostly revolving around the go-to-market strategy. Our team was there who done a very exhaustive financial part, and everybody were impressed. But as they are not able to address other areas of the objectives very elaborately, so as understand the objectives and decide which objectives would be very much important for this case pertaining to, and then you structure your PPT as such, so that when you are presenting it, your evaluation would be such that your weightage of mark also will be decided on the objectives, so you can fetch more mark. So these are the some do's and don'ts that I wanted to tell you guys. Prasad, if you want to add something,
Yeah, guys, the same thing. Just try to have some backup backup ration behind each of the solutions you have proposed, and like in summary, like just to dig deeper into the organization, do a proper research, spend more time into the research, get some quality benchmarks out of it. So just to mention, in our case, we did benchmarking with around 40 plus organizations in the industry. So maybe few of the industries in India and few industries in abroad, we contacted them. For few, we contacted them, and we just understand their solutions. I mean, their point of view, the ground reality, and everything. So just spend some quality time in the research. And second is while I mean, you will for people who get selected to the finals, so you will reach Pune one day before. So you'll be having networking dinner, and you will be talking with CFOs and the aftermarket leaders and everything who will be there in the dinner. So they would also come and ask your perspective on this case. So for us, what happened is, one of the aftermarket leader, he just started interacting with us in the dinner, and then he asked our solutions. So then we started explaining our solutions. Then he gave few hints in the solution, like what we could have done better, or what is the rationale behind some of the solutions, something like that. So try to have a good talk with each of the leaders that you meet in the dinner. That will give some perspective about what they actually expect from the case competition. So the next day when you're presenting, you can align your thought process with the jury thought process. So you can get some brownie points out of it. So that's it.
Yeah, Kiran, anything
Yeah,
regarding the
just a few
strategy?
insights. Yeah, just a few insights from my side regarding the evaluation parameter. So, the maximum weightage is given to the solution and research and analysis. So, focus more on this. Be thorough with your groundwork. I think remaining points are mostly covered by my teammates. I won't repeat the same. Yeah, but try to be practical and try to be real. That's all.
Okay, so we have one question in the chat box. So the question is how to do financial analysis, especially the break even. So what we have done is, so first is we listed down all the cost drivers. So let's take our case only. So in the investment, we have mentioned about all the facility establishment cost and other cost drivers. So we have guesstimated keeping a conservative number in mind. We have considered some of the assumptions based on the benchmarks we have done, and then we assumed some numbers for estimating that, and then we estimated the cost investment of all the solutions we have proposed. Then next is the profit and the revenue. So first we have to estimate the revenue. So we have proposed this strategy, right? So 5 year strategy or 3 year strategy. So just keep some market share in your mind, that is based on the secondary research or benchmarking. So keep one market share and estimate like what would be the revenue based on this much market share, and or how much market share our competitors have achieved for these many number of years or something like that. So based on that, you can estimate the revenue. For example, let's say in our case, one of the revenue stream is replacement of spare parts. So we estimated like how many service centers we have proposed. From the number of service centers, we have estimated what would be the ideal service time, and how much of the customers will buy spare parts from us. And then from the number of spare parts, we estimated the average cost of each of the spare parts in this aftermarket industry. Then from that, we have estimated the revenue. So it's kind of a guesstimate. So for each of these factors you have considered, so it should be backed by a strong benchmarking. For example, we have considered these many. This is the average cost of some spare part. Means like we have taken it from one KPMG report. So the average cost of this aftermarket spare part is around 2000 to 2500 rupees. So that based on that number, we have estimated the overall revenue, and from that revenue, you can estimate the profit. For the profit part, we have assumed a profit margin of 30%. So in the aftermarket industry, the normal profit percentage is between 25 to 40%. So that we got through our primary research. We spoke with one of the aftermarket leader from one of the leading industry, and we got idea about the profit margins they usually keep for these spare parts. So based on that, we have estimated. So now that you have this cost and the profit aspects, the break even is easy. Estimating the break even is easy.
Anyone else wants to add on to it? Kabilan, Kiran, Likita. I think Prasad have, very well answered it. But if in case he wants to add anything, please.
Nothing. I think he covered most of them. So nothing from my end.
Yeah, mostly it's covered.
Great, and I think we are done with the presentation as well. So, guys, if you have any queries, I think they have very well explained each and everything. They've showed their winning presentation as well. Thank you so much for showing it, because now the guys have got the idea that how exactly they need to make a winning PPT. They have got the exact component that they need to keep. I think GTM implementation, these all things were really important, and now of course the financials that you have kept, and you have also give the added tips with the question of Shraddha. Uh, okay. I think we can wait for some more time. Meanwhile, if there are any more questions. Meanwhile, I will just talk about the B School buddies in case the viewers are not aware. So I think most of you are already aware that we are a community which connects you with all the case competition. Uh, People, like if someone is preparing for case competition, you can interact with them in our WhatsApp and Telegram group. If you want to connect with mentors, you can even do that. We also provide the one-on-one mentorship and some specific webinars as well. Of course, there are webinars which are specifically for some of the case comps, like this one is so Cummins Redefine. So we do similar webinars for all of the competition for each of the national winners or runner-ups. And there are some sector specific webinars as well, like someone marketing specific webinar, consulting specific webinar. So that is also something that we try to cover. Other than that, in case you are new to the community, you want to be the part of community, you can join this WhatsApp group, and later our Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and of course you can mail us as well if there are any queries or any concern. So this is a bit about ourselves. If there are any questions, I think this is the right time to ask. We should not wait more than 2-3 minutes if there are no questions. Okay, one question on LinkedIn that I can see. Just give me a minute. Okay. So there's a question on LinkedIn. So Aditya is basically asking, is it a fulfilling experience to win Cummins Redefine? I think it must be, but yeah, if you can answer that, please.
Yeah, it was a very much fulfilling experience because we got to interact with leaders during our finals. So even we are still in contact with few of the leaders, and yeah, actually we interacted with the CFO of Cummins organization who was present in the networking dinner, and we also interacted with the present MD of Cummins during our networking dinner. So it was a uh, very much very good experience in terms of the case competition, and we got a pleasant stay as well in a five-star hotel. And then we also got a chance to visit the Cummins industry and the world-class R&D facility they are manufacturing engines basically over there, and we got in-depth understanding of what they are actually doing in the industry. And yeah, overall it was a very good experience. And if
Anyone wants
anyone
to add on to
wants
this?
to add something, yeah.
So yeah,
Oh
same
yeah.
as Prasad, same as Prasad told. It was very fulfilling. Everybody, when they are starting to case comp, everybody is aiming to win that itself. So you know, to reach and achieve that goal, it will not just be an happiness, because it gives you a lot of confidence when you're going further for the case competitions and in your peaceful career. So it was very fulfilling. And yeah, other than all these things that Prasad has mentioned, is very enriching experience we had. It mostly the case comp would be more like they will just call us and they will present, they will ask us to present, they will not send like that. Actually, they take care of us in a way that we will get a very good experience. They will introduce to the Cummins culture, and they also introduce us to the leadership team. And they were very much welcoming in addressing all the questions, all the career related questions. Any doubts if you're having when you joined when you joined a B school, and if you have some career related questions, you can actually ask them. They will be open to answer. So it was very good experience from my side also.
And also, we interacted with one of the aftermarket leader who is currently working on this problem. So we also got to know the real solutions they were trying to implement. So that was also a very good learning.
Got it, got it. Was there any kind of PP or PPI involved as well?
No, in last time there was no PPA or PPO opportunity given, but maybe I don't know. This time there is a chance. I guess I didn't see anything, but still I don't know.
So
Got it,
last
got
time
it.
I think last time they came almost after. I think for most of the colleges, this SAPs would be done by September, November. I think that's also one of the cases that they are not giving to you guys. Maybe this time they will. I'm not sure.
And but we got a mentorship program. That is one of the, I mean, one of the benefit we get out of this case competition, because after our finals, we contacted the Spark of Cummins, and he organized a mentorship program with one of the leader. So that was some unique opportunity you will get out of this case competition.
Got it, got it, got it. So thank you so much, Adit, for asking this question. I think there's some prize money, there's a networking opportunity. There's, of course, winning a competition in itself is a great feat to be in. I think in B school, if you have won some competition, I mean, you can be in an aura that no one else can be. So that is also something additional that is there. Okay, so I think these were the only questions that we have got. Okay, there's one more question. I will Reliance competition in which a business idea needs to be submitted. How to approach this? Okay, I think question is not that
Yeah,
clear, but still you can take it.
yeah, I'll take this. So if it is something related to a new business idea, first just to analyze the industry and try to identify a gap in the industry. For example, let's say you are launching a new, they are asking you to find a new product for the market. Try to see what are all the existing products or existing services there currently in the market, and try to see the gap in that market. So once after identifying all the gaps, try to see which has the good growth potential. So let's say one business have let's say a very good growth potential compared to other. So you will obviously pick the first one, right? So that is one. And the second is, so let's say in terms of product development, try to do some research on what are all the existing products in that market, and that is one. And then maybe like for example, I have we have participated in one of the case competition similar to the Reliance one. It was something related to pitching a new idea. So how we have done is we try to identify the gap, and then we estimated the growth potential. Then we went with the synergy aspects. So we saw like what are the synergy aspects of that particular organization with our solution. So in your case, this is something related to Reliance, right? You can see for the synergy aspects of your solution with the Reliance business, because implementing with synergy is easy, right, compared to something which is new. So you can try to focus on those aspects while presenting solutions.
Got it, got it, got it. So I think you've answered the Christian's question very well. I think it is about the Reliance, the ultimate pitch competition. So Christian, last week we had an opportunity to host the Reliance TUP national winners as well. Actually, last 2 years national winners. So if you can just watch that video on YouTube, I think that will also help you. In addition to what the tips that you have got in this. Okay, so I think these were the only questions that we have got as of now. I think we are good to close. Meanwhile, if there are any last minute queries from the viewers, please ask now, or else we will close the session. So I'll just do a vote of thanks for you guys. Thank you so much, guys, for coming here and sharing your experience of winning Cummins Redefine. I think this will really help the aspirants who are giving this competition this year. And you have also shown your winning presentation, which will actually give them an idea that what actually it takes to win a competition just like Cummins Redefine. You've covered it very well in this presentation, and of course your winning deck as well. So thank you so much again for taking your time out in your busy schedules and coming here. And of course, any last word, any tips, please share.
Yeah, nothing from my side, but all the best, guys. Try to concentrate on the research you have done, and even though, like, even if you can't qualify for the further rounds, it will be a very good learning opportunity. And just to mention, it was our first case competition, uh, and we are fortunate enough to go till finals. So it would be an amazing experience, even if you participate. And that's all from my side. Thank you.
So yeah, thank you so much first of all for organizing this. It was a good experience for us. So this first time that we are also giving some webinar. So hope that everybody who listen is somewhat helpful for them. Yeah, first of all, thanks for contacting us, connecting, and helping us to make this happen. So, yeah, thank you.
Got it, got it. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you so much, viewers, for being there. If there will be any more questions, you can of course ask in the WhatsApp group as well, and we will forward to the instructors where we can answer, and we can share the answer in the WhatsApp group as well. And you can join the WhatsApp group by scanning this QR code.